internet. Ooh.
We are live because we are a comic book live and a comic book look. I will be your host tonight, Mark Shelton, aka the bagging and boarding bad boy, here with a lap full of comics and my comrades with their comic thoughts and ideas as well. How you doing, gentlemen?
We're doing great.
Good.
Awesome. Who's got that minute to win it?
I do.
Yeah. Hit it up.
So the minute to win today is a shout out to a very important person in my life. Actually, happy birthday, Dad! You are a wonderful light in my life. I'm really lucky to have you there, who's always supported me in everything I have done. Always been a positive fixture in everything, and found a way to make a joke even in the darkest mood you probably didn't want to tell about, which I try to emulate myself, and I just want to wish you a happy 58th.
Woo! Happy birthday! Woo! That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done. Wow.
Well said.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to send this to him.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that.
Okay. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what do you think, you guys? Should we roll that beautiful footage?
Absolutely.
Do I remember where it's at? Absolutely. All right, host, tell me when.
Boom.
A Comic Book Look, your weekly TV show on comic book culture.
I still love what you do, Sam.
Yeah, I was kind of doing it when I opened the show too, I suppose.
It's so great. It's so great. Every time. On the comments here, Trippity Trav's checking in here, saying Ola, and Ola, right back to you, Trav.
Well,
Hopefully you're having a gorgeous week. Boom. All right.
Well, cool. Sam, did you want to go ahead and start talking about Ghost Machine?
Yeah.
Right off the bat?
Sure, let's do it. So I don't know about y'all, and if you've been keeping up with the news, there was a new imprint from Image that just dropped, and it was called Ghost Machine. Everybody, I'll show you the main cover of it right here. Well, this is they had 1,000 covers, but this is the one I chose.
Okay.
Ghost Machine is a collaboration from a lot of uber famous, famous in our circles, people like comic authors and artists who all gathered together to kind of make this brand new imprint where they can tell brand new stories that quasi-align. Some will not. And it's just a way for them to get away. I think their message was to say, hey, not every story of a comic has to be a superhero story. And so this is kind of their take on trying to do stories that are not specifically a superhero tale. And a lot of them are awesome. And the ones that have come out have been fantastic reads so far. The some of the people who are in it is Jeff Johns is kind of the head of it. He's doing the kind of the main head man, talking it up, doing things like that. But you have I think his name's Gary Frank. You have Gary Frank in there. You have Jason Fabik. You have, let me see who else is in here. You have Brian Hitch, who did a lot of the Ultimates. You have Lamont McGee. You have Peter J. Tomasi, who did a fantastic run on Superman recently. You had Ivan Rice, Brad Meltzer. I didn't know he was still writing comics. That's kind of cool. And Francis Manapul, just a lot of really good names. And even if you don't know their work, you've heard that name before. So it's really it's a very cool imprint that a lot of people are coming together and going hey, we can put some stuff out there, and it doesn't always have to be somebody. It doesn't always have to be somebody who got powers from a chemical or whatever, but it can. But oddly, some of them are kind of superhero-esque still, which is kind of funny. But basically, it's a combination of a lot of Jeff Johns' work and all these other people putting things together. And do you want me to just kind of run down the list of just what ones are out now and stuff? Or
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So the first one is Geiger, which already had a run, but we're putting that. But that's kind of been intertwined into Ghost Machine's story. and it's basically about a guy who's basically a giant radioactive bomb, and he's traveling a wastelands. He's got a 2-headed wolf as a pet. He's pretty cool, and it's kind of like Fallout in a way, but you are the nuclear reactor, and you like got a lot of pathos from it, and that's that character. Like Tom can probably speak a little bit more on that one because he read that one. That is one I skipped, and I kind of regret it. The ones that I will talk about, because I have them here.
I just happen to have them.
I have them here. Is the ones that I very much enjoyed. First one was Rook Exodus. This is drawn by Jason Fabik, and it's written by Jeff Johns. This is all about like a world where Earth, it went to crap. Nothing's going well on Earth right now. So a lot of people shipped off and went to the Kepler system for another planet that got like terrain to be kind of like Earth. And then that one, went to crap too. What do you know? And now now these people are trying to find a way to get back to Earth, and by like building up through the scraps of like old like spaceships, and they have like helmets on them that helps them control an animal. This guy Rook, he control crows. There's another guy who control pigs. There's one that control wolves. It's really cool. It's all about characters surviving and doing whatever they can to survive, and the kind of the things the necessary or just kind of cruel things that come with that. And it's drawn by Jason Fabik, so it's just going to be just beautiful looking. It's unfair, but it's just beautiful looking. Like the story probably could be bad and it'd still be great. Like the art would still be great. The one is my favorite though is Redcoat. Redcoat is the story of a gentleman who was fighting for the British during the Revolutionary War, and he accidentally stumbles upon something that makes him immortal. He's now immortal for the rest of his life. He can.
What's the creative team on that one?
The creative team is Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch.
Okay.
So Jeff Johns is writing a lot of these.
Yeah.
Right now, at least, and it's all about this guy. He's immortal now. He can die and he can feel the pain, but he'll resurrect again. And I don't want to give too much away on it because the book is pretty much just kind of explaining him at this point. But if you like different takes on like a more of a mystical take on the creation of America, you probably will like this story. Like there's like Benjamin Franklin is in it. Like a Benedict Arnold's going to be in it as it comes on. It's drawn by Brian Hitch, so it looks cool, and it's basically a kind of a cocky drunkard British dude who can't die. And he's a hitman, and he's constantly got people after him because he has to keep killing people who keep coming after him, which is kind of funny. It's like, you killed my brother. Well, you killed my father. You killed my cousin. It's like, can I just eat something without people yelling at me? And it's a great read. The art is fantastic in it. The just Ghost Machine in general is a cool new idea for an imprint, and I am absolutely for a lot of these books. Won't pick them all up, but I will be reading a lot of these. And favorite so far is Redcoat. This is the one I'd recommend most of all, but Rook was great, and I do know that Tom loves Geiger, and that one's getting its whole new thing, and he'll talk more about that one as time goes on. But yeah, so like if you're looking for a new universe to hop in on, Ghost Machine.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would also recommend you pick up the first issue of just Ghost Machine because it's going to make things a little easier to understand.
Okay. Catching up on comments super quick here. Blair is checking in saying, hey guys, and hey, right back to you, Blair. Thank you for tuning in tonight. From the YouTube side of things, we have Mr. Randy Owens. Great opening, and hello, guys. And longtime friend of the show, Sleepy Reader, all the way from the West Coast, is checking in with us here saying hello. Plus, Redcoat was the standout for him. So good vibes there, Sam. Excellent. Absolutely. Sleepy Reader, I'm going to be messaging you about something unrelated to the show. So I'm excited to talk to you.
Cool.
Awesome.
Kind of in that same vein, different one shot introducing a universe. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Nacelle verse. These are like a lot of properties that I remember as toys growing up, especially like Sectars and the Robo Force. I think Biker Mice from Mars came.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm like, people are like, Biker Mice of Mars, and I'm like, what are y'all
Yeah.
talking about?
It was really good though. It's kind of like the same thing where it introduces this world and a lot of the titles that'll be coming out. None of these titles have dropped yet, but it gives like dates for when they're going to be coming out. And Robo Force will be coming, and that kind of ties together as well.
Oh,
what's up?
Sam, did we just freeze Mark out?
No, he's still here. He's here. I see him. He's moving. He's having a good time.
Oh, Mark, you totally froze. There you go.
Really?
For me, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys freeze up on me sometimes, but it's been flowing okay.
Sorry,
but yeah,
yep.
As far as I know, I haven't frozen. But yeah, this was really good though, really solid. I'm probably gonna just jump into all of these. I wasn't really familiar with the Great Garloo, but that's that guy right there. But he was really cool in this as well. But really cool stuff. I highly recommend this if you guys looking for something new to jump into. But it kind of reminds me of the Ghost Machine type stuff.
Heck yeah.
No.
I like that idea. Just like grabbing a bunch of properties that maybe everybody kind of forgot about and just going like, hey, why don't we make a universe of that?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's like Energon, but with, all the B team.
It really is. Yeah.
I always make a joke with people when they get excited with Biker Mice of Mars. It's like, where's Motor Mouse then? Anybody remember that Hanna-Barbera cartoon? Motor Mouse.
I saw it.
It was like one that was like a 5-minute at the end of like an actual one.
He wore like a helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like a cat always tried to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and then they go like, it's not the same thing, sir. I'm like, I'm sorry. Awesome, Johnny. You got something to show, or?
I do, and this is my only thing to show. But I treated myself. This is probably from a couple weeks ago, but I'm very excited about it. And I was gonna post it on the Comics by Night socials, but I will be happy to share it here. It is a Bjorn Barron's incentive variant of Crypt of Shadows.
Oh,
number 1.
Sick.
And I just fell in love with it. This book was a lot of fun, but when you have the Mummy, Werewolf Man Thing, and Scarlet Witch on the cover, it is a beautiful addition to the collection. And so this will happily join the rest of my covers, but I am so... Oh, yeah, I was excited to get that in the mail. So
that is pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
I saw those books semi-recently. What are those about?
Crypt of Shadows?
Yeah.
Is amazing. So I haven't even really gotten to get into the old books just yet on Comics by Night, but they're, to my understanding, it's just a series of short stories. So I'm actually, when I started the show, it was in Tower of Shadows, which I think is a similar thing. Crypt of Shadows, though, is really different because Volume 1 is going to be kind of random stories, I'm assuming, from glance at it. These ones are more short stories in the current Marvel with characters that we know and love. So this is, I think, technically Volume 3 or 4 because they keep opening the crypt each Halloween now. But over the years, they stopped doing it for a while. They did it like 4 or 5 years ago, closed it again. They did it this is from last year, and then the year before that they did it too. So they're starting to see that horror is selling, so they keep bringing it back each Halloween as a one-shot.
So it was kind of like the Disney Vault, where it's like, it's in the Disney Vault. You can't get it again, so get it now.
Bro, yeah, and it's so funny because like this sold out. The A cover, especially at Rainbow, like just flew when I was working there. Like it was, I had to pick up a few copies from like the Lincoln store in Sioux City when I was there just to fulfill customer orders because we just ran out. Yeah. So it's just, and it's funny because horror comics, it's not like that in every single market. It's just Sioux Falls, we like our scary stuff, you know. So I don't know. Maybe
spooky state.
It's something in the water, you know.
You know how many people are excited for Blood Hunt?
Mm-hmm.
People are just ecstatic for it. They're like, I see people coming in who don't even like their first time in the store. It's like, are you going to have the Blood Hunt book? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to have the Blood Hunt book. Like, yes.
Yeah, I'm getting the normal covers and then I'm doing the red band editions too. Shout out to those. I think it's a very interesting mechanic, and I'll be curious to see what the extreme difference is, if any. So
Yeah, it is interesting to see how Marvel's like kind of pushing the limits of like their books now. They're like they're trying to like, they're kind of like they're letting things be a little more gory. Like
well, and the artist is just super excited, and I'm blanking on the name right now. I read the freebie that came out, the Blood Diaries, whatever, and I read that whole thing from cover to cover because I was like, yes, tell me more. And it's all about the event, and this is an event where I swore I would not do this like a Dark Reign syndrome. I will be buying every freaking thing.
All the time.
All of it. I want it all. I want it all. Because this is, if there's not an event for me, it's got to be this one. This is it. So I'm very excited about that. So
yeah, it's got me really surprised because, like, I mean, I know Blade was a popular character, but I didn't know like everybody was like Blade, man. And I'm just like,
I mean, totally
okay,
underserved character. Yeah, completely underserved character, man. Like my Blade, I have pretty much everything Blade, volume 1, 2, whatever, and it's like half a short box. There's not a lot of standalone Blade material out there. And so he has been appearing in Avengers and stuff like that. I don't count that. I want the good stuff, So even the Daughter of Blade, that boosted it up like 5 issues. That's cool and all. So this event's going to be really cool. And I think for my personal collection, Blood Hunt will be alphabetically right next to Blade anyway. So I'll put it in the Blade box and have it all together that way.
I'm just surprised there's not a Midnight Suns book out.
So there will be.
There will be, but that already happened. Like the amount of like people buying Ghost Rider and buying Blade and just like, what are y'all doing? Get this moving, get it out there.
Well, we're dancing around the Blade movie, right? So we try to sync up our comics with what's going on the big screen. They did have a Midnight Suns comic. It was okay. And then they had the video game drop. It was okay. It was fun to watch the cutscenes. If you guys are ever bored, watch the cutscenes from that game, Midnight Suns. It's like a movie. It's pretty cool. But yeah, ultimately, I would agree. I'd like to see one out there, but I'd like to see it done right. So we'll see.
I think they've got a tie-in with Blood Hunt, don't they? Like an actual like miniseries title, yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the if you guys haven't checked out that freebie though, that lifts up the event, totally check it out. You get a sneak peek of the villains. There's this vampire like monster super team that's gonna like take the heroes and take them over their knee, basically. Yeah, that one. So good. So good. Yeah, definitely check it out. It was a fun read, but of course I'm a huge like dork when it comes to these characters. So. But anyways, yes, the Crypt is happy. Crypt of Shadows, baby.
That's really cool. That's awesome that you got that, man.
So, all right, over to y'all,
Mr. Mock.
Oh,
it's actually my turn. Never mind. Yeah, I thought I think it's my turn. Or your turn. I'm sorry.
I think it'd be your turn actually.
Yeah,
but cool. You
go ahead. I'll go then. I'll do it. All right. I'll go with the old one. The thing that I read that's a little older, as in older than me at least. I decided this is for my graphic novel challenge, which I don't think this counts as a graphic novel really, but it was in my list. I read the 2-issue series Grifter and Shy.
Ooh.
I don't know if either you've read this or not, but this is a little like just an Image story before Wildstorm got bought up by DC, and this is. I think I got this purely because it was like $1 for 2 books, and I was like, oh, definitely got to get that. And I didn't really. I've kind of realized I don't really know a lot about Grifter, nor did I know anything about Shy when coming into it. Did you guys ever read like Wildstorm at all?
For me, I'm a huge newbie when it comes to all that stuff. Yeah.
Mark, did you read any Wildstorm?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar with Grifter. I've read some of the. I just know the character by her face. Is her name Shy?
I think so. That's how I pronounce it at least.
I've been given free comics of that character.
Okay.
From comic shops.
So basically, this little series was pre any of stuff I've ever read about Grifter nor Shy, where I've only read Grifter in the DC universe.
Okay.
Where he's like New 52 and onward is all the Grifter I've ever learned.
Which was good.
I was like, yeah, this is pretty fun, but this is a very different man. This is he's not as jokey. He's still jokey, but he's not like he's not almost Deadpool, which sometimes they kind of make him. Like he's not fourth wall breaky, but he's like breaking, but he's like he'll crack wise at any chance he gets. This is more like I'm kind of in a serious situation. I've been in him a lot, so I'm not going to take it as seriously as maybe other people would. But I am. This is still like we're still dealing with some serious stuff here, and he comes the whole story is like a very James Bondian story where it's he goes to Japan on the request of some people, and this one guy like requires a nuke of all things, and he's trying to start back a war with Japan and America again. And there's a whole like other side plot with like the Emperor's scroll, where if you hold it, the Emperor is beholden to you to give you a favor. And was it fun? It was a very okay book. I will say, like, it was kind of cool to see a different take on Grifter, other than the like super kind of the super jokester who's like a little too confident in himself. Like he's very serious. He's very serious. The art is very fun in it. Shy is probably the character that has the most growth in it I've seen, because she's like kind of raised in a very traditional aspect, and then she kind of learns by working with Grifter that sometimes you got to break tradition to make new tradition. And that's how you live. That's how you go through. Like that's how you find your own honor, because sometimes tradition can corrupt you, and that's what the main bad guys thing is in this. For 2-issue series, it was fun. I had a good time with it, but would I read it again? Probably not.
Well, hey, you gave it a shot though. That's what's important.
Yeah, it's a solid C. You know, like not everything is fantastic, but for a book from 1994, you know, like a book where like when it was all about art versus substance in the story, this had some substance to it. This actually was a story. Like this is like a Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. Kind of cool, but not.
Did you buy it for $1?
Yeah, buy it for $1, totally fine.
Right.
For 2 issues, let's go.
Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Boom. Well, heck yeah. What you got, Mark?
Cool. Got Sim and Twitch Case Files. This is set in the Spawn universe, and I really had no intentions of reading this, but I saw it on the shelf and flipped through it, and then I saw where Seth MacFarlane's actually writing it, and then I'm not for sure how to say that name. Kudarnsky does the artwork, who also does the book Something Epic. He writes that and does the artwork, and I've been loving that series. So I was like, I'll give it a shot just because I've loved his art, and this was just ridiculously good. Doesn't really have a lot to do with Spawn, at least not so far, but it is set in that universe. These are like just 2 regular detectives. To my knowledge, they don't have any type of superpowers or anything supernatural. It's set in New York, and they're very like off the book, just kind of do their own thing. Of course, they get in trouble for doing it that way, but then like somebody hits them up, like they kind of get suspended from the force, but then like an old friend hits them up about a case he's working and needs their help, and it's like really gruesome and gory, and it was super cool. I was totally stoked. I went ahead and added it to my pull list. I'm looking forward to that next issue for sure.
Did you read a lot of Spawn beforehand?
Not really. You didn't really need to understand this. I mean, I've read Spawn. I think Spawn's super cool. But definitely something you could just jump into and enjoy 100%.
Heck yeah.
Well, heck yeah. I personally don't have anything else. Like I told you, I have not had a chance to read too much just because of works, but you guys go for it.
Cool. Okay. I haven't read it yet, but if I can find it here in the quick amount of 2 seconds I have. Oh no.
Oh, you're out of time. Mark, your turn.
Oh no. I haven't read it yet, but it's probably going to be good because Joshua Williamson's writing it, so you know it's going to be kind of good at least. This is The House of Brainiac. Came out today.
Okay.
This is kind of the culmination of what has been written up of Superman. This is a big Superman epic story that's going down, and it's going to have a lot of tie-ins, and your boy's going to probably buy a lot of them. I'm going to be real. And because I don't know about y'all have realized, but I've read a lot of Superman in this past year, and this is going to be the culmination of it. I can't wait to read it. Like I haven't read a Brainiac story in a minute. I think the last one I've read was Convergence, which I don't think was 2016. I don't remember. Like
2015 or 16.
Oh, wow, that's been a minute then. And so it's kind of cool. Like we haven't seen him in a minute, and it actually looks like they're actually going to use some characters that maybe a lot of people forgot, like Keenan Kong there, Connor's there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it just Superman has been great for like a year and a half. Like this has been like one of the better years that Superman has been around, I think. And it's sad to see kind of like an end to it, but if it's going to end dope, then I can't wait to read it, man. It's going to be cool. And then I probably will take a break off Superman after that, because that's a lot of Superman going on for me right there. But I can't wait to go and read House of Brainiac and have a good time with it.
Boom.
That's right.
I wish I were reading it, but I jumped off of it. I got in when Jason Aaron was doing action, then he only did the 3 issues.
He did like
at that point. Yeah.
He did like a filler story, which was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. Just keeping things relevant here. I got X-Men 97. This one just came out today. I'm all confused with what I got in my hand here. This one just came out today. I haven't read that. This is issue number 2. And then this was issue number 1. Came out, I guess, last month sometime. But serving as a prequel to the new show, which is phenomenal. I'm like an issue behind on that. And this issue just really taps into that 90s X-Men vibe. It lets you know why Bishop is trapped in the 90s right now, why he's not in the future. So other than that, just a lot of good just X-Men humor and just fun and action. Loved it. You been reading that one, John, or not picking that one up?
I have not picked that one up yet. I was tempted, but I also am getting all the other X-Men stuff right now. So gotta see Krakoa off into the Viking funeral that is coming for it. So
I'm gonna pick that issue up,
bro.
That last issue.
Oh man, I cannot believe how many books they've put out for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's funny, over the years almost. Yeah, literally, maybe.
Yep,
How long has it been coming? Yeah, years. Over the years.
2018.
You guys will watch episodes of A Comic Book Look, and there's somewhere I'm like, oh my god, this is so great. There's others like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm reading all this. What is this? 75% suck, whatever. So it's so funny because there's that much content that you can love it and you can hate it. Because you got choices, you got options. But yeah.
It was probably like just the we talked about it previously, but it was probably the most like, I don't want to say quintessential, but more just like encompassing run that X-Men has been on in a while.
It's insane.
Where it's like it had a direction to it. It had like a lot, like had like specific 4 or so writers that all played in the universe, and like it had specific things in it that everybody loved. There was the Wolverine arc everybody loved, 10 of Swords, Powers of X.
I fell off was 10 of Swords. It was just too much. I think I got all of that, and then I got behind on it, and I was like,
10 of Swords is a little weird. Yep, but it's the thing about X-Men I love, the weird like British Alan Moore stuff they implemented in there with like Saturnines in there and stuff. That's the X-Men stuff I love right there, because that's some Excalibur shit. Love that.
No, I definitely. I'll probably check out that 97 too, because, and we can't talk about it on this show right now, but the X-Men 97 cartoon.
Fire.
Wow.
I gotta watch it still.
No. Yeah.
Perfect.
No, we'll get you over here, Sam. So.
Yeah, well, because it does, like, I do feel the FOMO. I feel it. I'll skip the OG show and I'll just start writing into this so I can be right there with y'all.
Yeah. So we'll try to get Sam over here, and then we can have the final X-Men 97 discussion.
That's right.
The midway play-by-play. There we go. Halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mark. I'm trying to be sports hip. Okay.
No, you're good, man.
Trying. Yeah, okay.
Make it work.
Oh man. I guess I don't have a new comic, but I'm working on a new comic. Does that count? Can I talk about that?
Always does, man. Plug your stuff. Let's do it.
Shout out to Bamboo Panel Studios. So we have our first comic book aggressively coming your way. We have set a release date for May 28th. And in Sioux Falls, we are having a physical release party, which all of that has been locked down for venue and all that good stuff. And so what we are doing is just finishing up the lettering right now. All of the art is done. And so the lettering, we just got to place the bubbles and get the covers finalized, and then it's off to the print shop we go. So we will be launching a Kickstarter in 17 days to lift that up. So we were very excited, and we will hopefully be doing a pre-release party of the Kickstarter here and bringing the team on to get interviewed. So maybe I won't be a host, and maybe I'll be an interviewee. I don't know. So you guys will bring the best questions. So
Be interviewed.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Sleepy, you caught me. John is a creator now. I've missed a lot of news. I don't know if I'm a creator. I technically am in the second project. But lettering and stuff, I love to give full credit to the writer and artist. I am just the songbird that makes everything look, nice for text and all that, which is maybe an art of its own, because boy, when you get into it, it takes a while. But
without a good letterer, a story is not right. You can tell when bad lettering is going on. So when like a letterer is very important. So don't be being overly humble there, man.
I'm just saying my lettering. I'm still a novice. I'm not saying that I'm up there with.
He's a pro.
I feel so strongly though that the writers that we're working with, Sam included, and then the artists are just crushing it right now. Like, it's insane. And I do have stuff that I've written in the second project that Sam is also a part of. So looking forward to it. Yeah.
Cool.
So shout out to Bamboo Panel Studios. Keep an eye on the socials, and we will be lifting stuff up soon. So.
Hells yeah. Yeah.
That's all I have.
Mark, do you have anything else? I really don't myself.
Nothing else that you just want to talk about briefly?
I mean, I suppose I picked up Green Lantern number 10.
I think that ties in with Brainiac, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I just looked at that. I didn't even think about that.
I'm still getting that, but I am not getting the Brainiac War or whatever it was called.
Yeah, this is just it's a really fun book. Jeremy Adams writes it. I don't know how they keep finding more stories for Hal Jordan, because that man's done literally everything at this point. But I can't deny that he's still a fun character.
Yep.
I love how they're playing a little bit more with his if I'm not doing Green Lantern things, I am just inept. I kind of love that they do that with Hal Jordan sometimes. Like in the 70s and 80s, he was a freaking klutz. Like there's a whole story where he like slips on soap, knocks himself out, and that's why Guy Gardner had to be Green Lantern for a minute. That's an actual storyline. And I just kind of love that, like when Hal is not a Green Lantern, there's not a lot going for him. Like he's kind of like he just keeps intruding on Carol, or he's like just sitting and like living in like a camper, just like not doing a whole lot of anything. Probably still wearing the same clothes he's had since 1994. Like it's like, and this kind of plays into that, but also still like gives you some really cool like scene, really cool like things, like his fight with Sinestro was dope. Like his
I love the dynamics between him and Carol right now are really good. I'm about an issue or two behind, but
yeah, like his thing with Carol, figuring that out, him like finally reclaiming his like a ring that is like not just like a ring of just like him just thinking of one. They actually explained why there's so many Green Lanterns that are humans, and it makes a little bit of sense, even though we all know it's editorial because we're humans. We want to read about humans. Like we wouldn't like a Kilowog book would be awesome, and I'd read the shit out of it, but it would only go for like 4 issues. Yeah, so like it's a fun book, just more Green Lantern. Green Lantern's always gonna be fun. I'm always gonna be reading it.
Can you lift up that cover again too? That looked incredibly sharp. Yeah, it's funny because like now I geek out about layout and stuff, and it's just like that just looks so fun. I love that. So
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Sleepy is weighing in here. Do we follow each other on Instagram, John? I fell off Twitter for good. Sleepy, I just followed you on Instagram. I had no idea that you were on there, so this is the way.
Cool. Just last thing I'm going to lift up here would be Labyrinth. This came out today. This is issue number 1, and I wasn't going to get it until I flipped through it at the store, and I loved this cover because I loved the movie. The actual comic though is literally the entire movie just in comic book form. It's not anything new, and then that's the second issue cover right there, and I was just sold at that point. It's 3 issues total. I've got to get these, so I went ahead and added that to my pull list.
The art just looks so fun. It looks so retro.
Oh yeah. That's what they went for, exactly.
Dude, that's
awesome. It looks straight out of 1985, and I love it.
Yep, it looks like those old Marvel miniseries.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to lift up Hallows Eve is in Amazing Spider-Man this week.
Yeah, there we go.
And then the Sinister Six is coming to Amazing Spider-Man. I'm loving Ultimate Spider-Man, so I've jumped back on to Amazing Spider-Man with this issue right here.
What issue number is that, Mark?
This is 47.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get that.
Heck yeah.
Hallows Eve is my girl.
Same.
Yeah.
I really hate to say this because I know I went on some tirades about this. Not here, but I didn't really love what they were doing with Ben. Because Ben Reilly, because what they were doing with Chasm was wow, they just made him an edgelord. Great. But God, that costume looks so cool.
Oh yeah.
And that costume looks so cool, and there's a statue of it now too. I'm like,
wow.
I can't if they fully go for it and actually stick to their guns on it, fine. If that's what you want to do with Ben Reilly, let's go.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, just he's what if Spider-Man was just always pissed?
Yeah.
And that costume itself just looks so cool. So if you're going to keep putting that costume in comic books, all right, let's go.
Oh, heavens. I'm going to have to get that, though. I'm excited. Yeah, I love that character, dude. Hallows Eve is where it's at.
She needs her own book.
Yeah, every time they do a one-shot and stuff for a limited run, I just get it.
Me too.
Yes, all of that. Uh-oh. Am I seeing this right? Sam went dark?
Sam went dark. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
We can wait till he comes back, see if he has anything he wants
Sam
to
got
see.
so excited that he blew his circuits at his apartment.
Is it 8-Bit striking again?
8-Bit got him. Oh, no. What happened? You know what? If we ended the episode on this note, we could be like, what happened to Sam? Find out next week.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Dun, dun, dun.
You got anything else, though, that you want to lift up or any comments or anything?
Comments wise, we're good, and no, I am really excited. For those in the Sioux Falls area, we have a couple of these Ashcan preview issues left. Not too many though, but we are tabling at the SuperCon DayCon coming up on the 20th, and that's at Last Stop CD Shop. So Randy and I will be there tabling, and we'll have the remaining stack of those to sell. So looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just really cool to have something in print, and already I can tell you right away that we look at this now and we're like, okay, we could do X, Y, and Z differently and or better, but it's also fun just to have a first go at it, and see how it goes. So yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, things are just coming together, Mark. It's coming together.
I read the Ashcan. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It's funny too because like I said, there's just 100 things that I would do differently on it now, but that's exactly
my computer died.
Your computer died? Hey,
my computer died.
Oh no.
It's fine now.
All right. Well, with that, I guess we should end on that note.
I can't believe that happened. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're cool, man.
No,
anything else you want to say before we roll?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure you were good.
No, I am perfectly fine. I got everything out I needed to say. I think my computer decided I was done talking.
Oh, okay. It's like I'm going to timeout. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, dude, thank you so much to everyone that tuned in tonight. I'm not hosting. I'm going to shut my mouth.
You're good, man. Yeah. You can say whatever you want to say. You're in the show for well over a decade.
Hey, there you go. That's all you, Mark.
Cool. Oh, man. Again, happy birthday to Sam's dad.
Oh, hell yeah. Happy birthday, Dad. Love you.
Hey. Bagging and boarding is never boring, and
keep it comics.
Boom.
Yeah.
You want me to roll a video? Can I roll a video? Can we do
Sure.
it? Let's have
A Comic Book Look, your weekly TV show on comic book culture.